There it is. I want to watch this. Here's what's going to happen. I'll start using like 3 syllable words and I'll just confuse. They don't know what I'm talking about.
Take his crayons away.
Yeah. Lenny, won't he? Nice job.
It isn't about the hunt, it's about the healing.
Not about me anymore. It's about what I can do for them.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
Corey, I'm Pablo. Nice to meet you.
He lives in a bathtub.
No.
Hey, I'm Pablo.
I'm on fire! I'm on fire! Help me, Allah! Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! I'm on fire!
You guys taking off?
I expect great things.
I'm between 2 Marines.
Oh, good luck.
Sandwich.
Hey, sorry, bro.
Hey, I'm Pablo.
The left stair.
To the left,
Yeah.
to the left, to the left. Everything you own's in the box to the left. Oh, sorry, Beyonce. She's my girl. Sorry. I'm getting cold, bro.
I don't do a lot of freaking photos with this thing, so you gotta bear with me.
Quit.
I never thought I'd have something like this, and I need to share it with other people. So from 2012, where we had 15 people on 3 hunts, we've got 27 events, pushing 300 people. And nobody in our company takes a salary. Everything we do goes back into what we're doing. We self-funded this for the first, 3.5 years. Get to be around like-minded people again and get to back in that brotherhood, and then they get to share that experience. I don't want somebody to be having a bad day and think that there's nobody out there that truly cares about them.
Yeah.
These are people who didn't maybe even know each other when they got there Friday. On Saturday, they're telling jokes and they're trading information. If you need something, call me. Let's go hunt. Let's go.
How's it feel to shoot your first buck?
Awesome.
First buck or first deer? First deer ever.
Was it everything you expected it to be?
Yeah.
And you did it with the guys from Hero Hunt.
That's right.
Welcome back, guys. We got the Hero Hunt guys here, Joe Towers and Jeff Bianchi.
Yes, sir.
We're here doing some illustrious things with some heroes, some disabled vets. We got in the line duty firefighters, policemen, and different things like that. And on my channel, we're just going a little bit deeper into this and going back into that more than just the fishing part of it. And just want to kind of sit down and talk with these guys and kind of investigate their why, how, and what, and what we're doing out here with Hero Hunt.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm blessed to be here. I mean, this is amazing. As a kid that grew up in the inner city of Minneapolis, you don't get to do stuff like this.
Nope. We're sitting on about 600 acres right now with all kinds of opportunities. We got these guys out on some whitetail hunts, a deer hunt here, and we're about an hour outside of Memphis, and on a beautiful farm. This is one of our board members' farms. He invited us into his home on his private property here, and is hosting a fabulous event, and it's been amazing.
It's world class. It doesn't suck. The food is even better than the location, which is hard to believe. Let me kind of go into the weeds a little bit with you guys. Why is this whole thing important to you guys?
Well, I started Hero Hunt Inc. My wife and I founded it in 2012. We started our first hunt on our farm in 2012, and I initially was going to look at a duck club, something we were going to try to do this way before before we got married. And I bought a 50-acre farm just outside of Nashville, and I remember I was all elated. Nobody's going to hunt here. It's going to be just my private place to hunt. Mm-hmm. And because when you have leases and you got people coming in on your lease, and people poach on your property, whatever. And I remember thinking, I finally got my little place, my little section of the heaven, and Father's Day of 2012, I took the day off from work, and I was down working on the farm. And I remember just trying to get used to, learn the property and doing some bush hogging, a little clearing, just riding the tractor around and trying to figure stuff out. And I thought, I never thought I'd have something like this, and I need to share it with other people.
Right.
And being in law enforcement for now 27 years and a veteran myself, the idea that the idea I had when we were wanting to maybe do a duck club or something in the earlier years, I thought, what, this is the right time to pay it forward. So in 2012, we had three-day weekends. We had 5 hunters, 5 heroes, 5 line of duty injured military guys and girls come out. So we hosted 15 people that first year in 2012, and then at the end of 12, we filed for our nonprofit status, and we were granted that in April of 13, and we've been rolling ever since this year. So from 2012, where we had 15 people on 3 hunts, this year we've got 27 events and pushing 300 people from 2012 to 2019. Next year, 2020, we're already looking at our calendar for 34 events. It probably going to end up being more than that.
More than likely, yeah.
And,
If I got anything to say about it, it will be.
And I appreciate that very much. And we're probably going to be well over 300.
Yeah.
But I think something that's really important to say about what we're doing is everybody in our company has full-time jobs, and we make this work, and nobody in our company takes a salary. Everything we do goes back into what we're doing and pushing further, faster.
And it shows with everything from the food, the transportation, to the different relationships that are built. I mean, people can see that you guys are in this for the core values and what's important. And when you do that, it's easy to get people like that together on the same page, on the same bus, going in the same direction, and it's a magical thing. I mean, I'm so impressed with what you guys have done here, and I enjoy it more than you guys will ever know.
We're blessed. I've been really blessed. We worked really hard. We self-funded this for the first, 3.5 years. With some of the sponsors and stuff we've got, they've helped us along the way, and things even progressed further. We've got a really solid board of directors now, and I got people that work with us. We have people that work with us, our team. Jeff being on our board, Jimmy, the gentleman that owns this property, being on our board, and Lisa Baldwin, Burl Johnson, Alex Pazo. We got a really good, solid board of directors. I just can't even. These guys, and myself, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for a fact that these guys are working as much.
There's no doubt. I mean, even your ambassadors are doing things that you wouldn't even expect of them, and they're not paid. They're vets. They're part of the program, and they're kind of groomed. And I imagine they're going to be in some of these other places someday as this thing gets bigger and bigger. As you guys, I know you're going to do it.
Well, that's one of the things that we started. Jeff and the board and I talked about, because we do have jobs, and you figure there's 34 events this in 2020. There's some 52 weeks in a year. Everybody only gets so many days off, so we can only go and manage these different events. And so what we're doing is building on the platform. So the vets that we've had come in, and the injured law enforcement, firefighters, first responders come in that are really good, and they're hunters, and they've become seasoned even more so with us. Some of them were seasoned when they got here as far as the hunting aspect goes, but I can relate to the law enforcement side of it because I've been doing it so long. So I could guide an injured law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
They can guide injured veterans, and so we're taking these guys and girls who really know the art of the hunt or the fishing, and we're building on the platform because a lot of these guys don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
And it gives them a chance to come out and be brought back into the fold and the brotherhood and the camaraderie of the military and the police and the fire halls, and they get to be around like-minded people again and get to back in that brotherhood, and then they get to share that experience and guide the next
right. And then all these people that are used to being selfless, and they've kind of had that taken away from them in their professional line of work, they can come here and help somebody helped them when they started, and they get to give back, and that's a really powerful thing.
Absolutely.
That I've seen.
Absolutely. But my normal is you get up in the morning and you're getting dressed and you're putting on body armor, and I hug my little boy goodbye, and he's like, "Daddy, your vest hurts," because it's not comfortable. You got all that stuff on, and you're doing stuff that other people expect you to do because you took the job, and we all take the job and we accept the risks that go with it. But when that bad day, if it does come, you're used to being on the front line of everybody else's bad day and taking care of those situations. If you get injured in the line of duty, you go from being in that position of helping people, whether you're in the military, you're a firefighter going into a burning house, you're a police officer, trying to, in my line of work, you never meet people when they're at their best or they're having their best day. So, but you go from that front edge, that leading edge of your job, and you get injured in the line of duty, and then
you can't even do stuff you're supposed to do.
Yeah, your camaraderie is that part of your life is gone, and everybody has good intentions. Hey, we'll stay in touch. We'll do this. We'll do that. Well, and I've said it before, and a multitude of other interviews for other things that everybody has good intentions, and they all intend on staying in touch. Life happens. People have kids. They move away. They change jobs. Whatever. And you're sitting there, and you don't have that. You don't have that camaraderie.
There's no long-term plan for any of that, and that's what I really feel our government does a really bad job about. And we shouldn't have to have hero hunts. Our military should do this, but for whatever reason, it's just the way it is. And you guys are being leaders and leading by example. It's great that you guys are filling that niche and that void, because we need somebody to lead by example and do it. And you guys have done it for a long time, and you're going to keep doing it for a long time. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. It's
we're 7 years in, and we got at least another 50 to go. Doing what we do, it's not just about what we do, but we get other solid, great Americans that want to be involved and want to help. Jeff and I sat down with Jimmy, the guy who owns this property, and he wanted to get involved in what we're doing, and we discussed kind of like we're doing now. We're telling him about the program, and he goes, "Well, I want to host an event." And I remember I had to work that day. And Jeff came down with one of our other guys, and we want to make sure that the guys are going to be comfortable and girls are comfortable, and it's the right environment, and it's not somebody who has good intentions, but it's not a good fit for. And I remember he called me. He's like, "Oh my God, this place is amazing. This is amazing." And
it's hard to describe this place in words.
It really is. And I hate to interrupt, but I was really blown away. When I showed up here, it was just, in a lot of people that can't experience what we're experiencing being here.
It's hard to believe it.
There's I can't even speak. That's how amazing it is.
Yeah.
And then to see how generous this gentleman was.
Yeah.
To offer his home, his property, to let our heroes unwind. Let them just relax. The events that we've done here have been amazing, and they continue to get better and better and better every time.
And that's what it is, a little bit every day, and you get all these like-minded people involved. We all know people, and everybody does a little bit. It don't take one person to do it. We all need to shoulder this burden, and it's not a burden. We all need to shoulder this responsibility, and just keep on bringing more people and putting more together, and just a little bit better, like you said. A little bit every day.
I think
this will be amazing someday.
I think it's important too to let people know this isn't. We're based out of Nashville, just outside of Nashville. We have 7 heroes at this event. We have a gentleman from New Hampshire. We've got a gentleman from Firefighter from California out in Big Bear. We've got a gentleman from Texas. We've got a gentleman from Arkansas, and we've got the other 3 are from Tennessee. And we've got.
You got guys you're sending me from Minnesota next month.
Minnesota.
This is not just a Southeast thing.
The guys and girls that come to these events, I think the biggest thing for me when we started this, when this first started in 2012, I don't want somebody to be having a bad day and think that there's nobody out there that truly cares about them.
Yeah.
I
think
don't want
people resonate with that 22 a day, and they know what that is, and
right.
That's one of the things I like to get out there, and I'm struggling with the right way to do that myself.
So, but again, from doing what we do, I stay so focused on this. I don't know what the number is. I just know that if it's one, it's too many.
Right.
And we want to be the ones that change that.
Make that number go in the right direction.
And this isn't just something where we don't know the guys. We know all the guys and girls that come through the program. We may not talk to them every day, but the other night, and I was talking to Jeff, I was going through looking at some of our social media stuff, and this post came up. It was a very dark post, and I called Jeff, and I called a couple other guys because the guy who posted it wasn't answering. And
well, I come to find out, when I called him as well, I immediately sent him a text message. Well, one of the other heroes that we've had on events already was on the phone with him. That's how fast it.
And
one of his brothers were there.
Yeah, when you're on active duty, whether it's the Marines or the Navy, the Air Force, and the fire department, there's recall rosters. And when people have problems, there's a network of people, and everybody has a plan. When you get out, that just goes away, and that doesn't make sense. And you guys have recreated that in the best way we know how, and it's amazing. And
well, we're not a counseling service. We're not counselors. We're not therapists. We're an outdoor group that gets guys and girls back into. We've called it from everything from outdoor therapy to, get back into the brother and sisterhood of what we do, who we are, who we were, who we are. And I actually was talking to somebody today. We had an event, and we got to this really nice place down in Texas, and I hadn't been in the vehicle. We rented to drive down all week, 4 days of it, and I was looking for some extra batteries for some thermal. We were down there doing a thermal hunt, and there's this huge pill tray thing, like almost the size of a dinner plate. It's got a beeper and a red light on it, and this thing's going off in the truck. I'm like, what in the hell is that noise? And I get looking, and I find this thing, and I know whose it is, and I go to the guy. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's pretty important. Like, this thing's going off. And he goes, man, I haven't even thought about taking my meds since we've been here. I hadn't even thought about it. He said, I just didn't even think about that.
How'd that make you feel?
No, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's in my mind, it's about, this isn't, and it's one of the things we say all the time. This isn't about the hunt. It's about the healing. It's about the camaraderie that you get from this kind of environment. Even if these weren't soldiers or police or fire or first responders, being outdoors, being outside again, being in the woods, experiencing everything that's out here
Having the shared experience is so important.
And then you add the camaraderie of people who have similar but different backgrounds and life experiences into that maybe have not done the same thing, but they had the same types of experiences.
Yeah.
And you bring all that together, and it just, I was telling Jeff, I was coming home from an event in West Tennessee last week, and I was like, when we get there, because we're running the event, we got to make sure everybody's got their licenses, everybody's got the equipment they need. We're getting everybody out. We're making sure everybody knows, who their guides are going to be and all that. So you're spun up when you get there. And then everybody goes out for the first hunt, for the morning hunt. And then you see people coming back, and they've got a harvest, and they're all smiling, and they're all friends. And these are people who didn't maybe even know each other when they got there Friday. On Saturday, they're telling jokes, and they're trading information. If you need something, call me. Let's go hunt. Let's go. Mm-hmm. They're bonding. They're making these friendships. And then, then you deal with all the stuff from the administrative side of the hunt and make sure everything's right. And then everybody leaves on the last day, and then you're kind of like, you're happy. But then you're like, because you've been on this roller coaster of emotions, and then you're doing a 3 or 4 hour drive home, and you're like, you're just wiped.
Now I got to wait so long till I get
No, not even that. You're just wiped out.
Yeah.
It's a good wiped out, but you're just wiped out because you've been on these emotional highs and lows with these guys and girls all weekend, and then doing the stuff that you have to do to make sure that these come together and everything runs.
What's really interesting for me is when I took some of your guys out fishing, came back, and I'm making these videos. And I'm looking at these interviews, and I'm looking at all the fun we had, and I was able to stretch that 4 days out to 10 days, and that for me was amazing. I didn't think of that as being something that would happen, but and the other thing that people should know about this, it's not just positive for the soldiers and the airmen and the Marines and the sailors and the firefighters. The people that are volunteering and coming out here. Some of these singers that I've been talking to, and even the board members, they're getting just as much out of this as we are.
This is kind of our way to pay back. I mean, if you think about it, I've lived here in this country my whole life, and I don't even know what the percentage is. I've heard 2% of the citizens in this country will actually serve in the military, and then less than that as a first responder, whether it be police, fire, EMT, whatever. And the average person goes through their daily life pretty much unencumbered, pretty much get to live their life the way they want to.
Yep.
And this gives us an opportunity to give something back to those people who make that happen.
Yep.
So Jeff's probably more well versed and verbal than I am on some of the stuff.
This is since 2014 when I actually met Joe and his wife. They showed up at the car dealership that I work at, and both of their vehicles had a Hero Hunt Inc. license plate on the front. So I immediately, as the sales manager, got involved in that, and I wasn't even interested in trying to sell them a car.
I'm sitting there going, I need to work a deal on this truck. That's fine. We'll do that all day long. I don't want to know more about this. I'm like, well, that's cool. And then we talk about that. So what are we talking about the truck?
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise about the car deal, because at that point, that was something that really caught my attention. And after speaking to them for 30 minutes to an hour and getting to know just, you first impressions, right?
They're huge.
They're huge. When I felt the true sincerity from both of them about what they were doing, that immediately drug me in. At that point, I wanted to be involved. So I was like,
It's infectious, isn't it?
it's unbelievably infectious. And the first thing I asked Joe was, what can I do to help? And at that point, he was doing everything himself. I was doing whatever I could, reaching out to people that I do business with to help sponsor, whatever the case may be.
my wife Kim was working her tail off at helping us, and we had a couple of guys that were on the board that were, doing what they could, and then Jeff came in, and it just
Takes a village.
Yep.
And it's, and I've said this a million times, I don't look at life the same way I used to. Once I really got involved with Hero Hunt, I started hanging out with these people, these heroes. It's not about me anymore. It's about what I can do for them. So I got the idea of, we're doing such an amazing job with the heroes. What we need to do is also bring the families and involve the families. So we've had different events where we've actually had the wives come, the children come.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was to recreate the support groups that they used to have.
Right.
So when they get out, everybody disperses all over the place. In Middle Tennessee, there's a large number of, military folks there, because you got Fort Campbell right up the road.
Yeah.
And it's so fun and so amazing to watch social media, Facebook, Instagram, when the heroes or their wives connect.
Yeah.
And then, you're already friends with them. You get to see everything they're doing. You get to see they went and had lunch, or the kids were on a play date, or they had a birthday party, or whatever the thing was.
Yeah, and the military's huge on that, and some spouses weren't with their military members when they were on active duty, and they don't even understand that that's a thing. My wife, one of the guys that was on my boat with me, him and I became good friends. Before this started, I went to his house for a few days, and his wife offered to help my wife with something for work, and she kind of was used to a civilian way, like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to say I'm going to help you, but I'm not going to help you. I'm like, no, you don't understand. In the military, when somebody's spouse says they're going to do something for you, it's like your sister saying she's going to do it for you, and it's really powerful. It's really inspiring to see that and to hear these different stories and all these people, and I can only imagine where you guys are going to be at and the relationships that this organization is going to make, not only here but all throughout the country. And I'm just excited to have met you guys and be a part of this thing and to go along for the ride. And I'm ready to do whatever I can to to make it happen. And I can't tell you how thankful I am for you guys.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I appreciate everything
We
you've done
appreciate
with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Journeys to St. George Island, Brownells, Salt Life. You guys want to thank any of your sponsors?
Tuscany Motor, Tomahawk Charitable, Mossberg, Henry, AGM, Global Vision. Breakthrough Clean, SB Tactical,
Muck Boot Company,
Town and Country Ford. We've been so
many.
fortunate.
There's so many we've forgotten, and we don't mean to. I don't mean that we actually forgot you. It's just there's so many that have reached out to us and want to be a part of what we do, and that's been huge for our growth.
Benchmade Knife Company's been a huge sponsor. America's Motorsports in Nashville. with this raffle that we're getting ready to do and kick off Roxor Off Road.
Yeah. The social media guys, Tim from Military Arms.
Man, so
22 Plinksters.
I can't even tell you how awesome the social media in the gun community, influencers have been for us. The Gun Collective, 22 Plinkster, Mr. Guns and Gear, Military Arms Channel, Guns Daily, Iraq Vet 888. I can't ever get that right. Iraq Veteran 8888.
Eric, yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure I may be forgetting somebody. We're just for so you can kind of get an idea where we're at. We're after lunch later in the day on Saturday of the second day of a 3-day hunt, and we've been running and gunning and hauling deer and people and stuff. So we're
About 4 hours of sleep, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So
it's been fun, but it's been a lot of work.
all the guys that have helped us out, Military Badassery, Clint Walker. I mean, there's so many people that help us get our message where it needs to go, and to help people and bring our mission full circle. I could sit here. I can't even thank these guys enough. Yourself. I mean, there's just so many people out there that have been a huge driving force in making sure we get what we need to make sure that this goes the way it needs to go. I can't even thank them enough.
All right. Well, we live to play another day. We live to play another day, guys.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, let's go haul some more deer out of the woods.
Let's
How's
do
that
it.
sound?
Until next time.